magical and so peaceful. I am back from Powerhouse Women's Conference and the Built for Her conference in Scottsdale, Arizona. It has been so amazing this weekend getting to connect with hundreds of boss babe visionaries who are all going through the same thing. No matter if you are just starting your business or you're a 6, 7, 8, there were people processing $1 billion and still saying they have imposter syndrome while standing on the stage. So no matter where you're at in your journey, I just want to remind you that one of my biggest takeaways from this event is that we're all in this together. We all feel the same feelings, the fears, the doubts, the pushing past your comfort zone, having to take a leap of faith, having to believe in yourself. Like, you are not alone in this. So I'm excited to be back with the super magnetic power of being able to be in a position. I was in a unique spot at this particular event because at both events I got to be reading oracle cards for the babes. And that automatically, like when we do energy clearings and oracle card readings, the women are ready to release. So there's not the normal like, "Hi, where are you from? What are you doing? What's your job? Who do you support? How much money do you make?" Like there's not that like wall of barrier. I don't know if it's the pink hair or if it's the energy refreshing spray, but it just their walls come down instantly. And maybe it's just, give myself a little credit as someone who makes people feel safe and seen. And so every woman that sat in my chair and I was able to read for them really allowed themselves to let the walls down, to let their fears be voiced so that they could leave them behind. The same message kept coming up over and over again. And that's about celebrating how far you've come. That was a big one that came up. Release the limiting labels and the self-doubt and the fear that came up a lot, and believe in yourself, unleash your inner unicorn, like really tapping back into the fact that you are pure magic. That pure magic card came up a lot too, which was so incredible. So I am excited to dive in today. I'm bringing all kinds of fun, empowered energy from putting myself in that room and being able to hold space for so many women who are healing and transforming and growing. And it's just what I am here to do in this life, is to be able to hold space for that transformation and help make it a little less uncomfortable for you than it was for us trying to figure this shit out. It's so nice when you have that support system around you, the sisterhood, the community that lifts you up through these times of shadow and doubt, and sometimes those periods of rebirth. You really need your soul tribe to be able to lean on during those times. So very excited to have been in the room with such a beautiful community. So this week I am going to shuffle with the intention. I'm going to pull a couple tarot cards, and I'm also going to pull a shine from the inside oracle card for self-love, and just kind of get a vision of what we can pay attention to this week in the cosmos. We've got a new moon coming up. Hello, there's our first card. And y'all, I love when I'm surprised, but I see what it is. I'm excited. This is going to be a powerful week of leadership. I can already tell you that. We've got a new moon. Okay, new moon in Virgo. There's two cards. I'm going to pull one from the shine from the inside because these cards are flying out right now. This is crazy. All right, so I'm going to pull one oracle card from shine from the inside and just get a vision of like what self-love, ritual, self-care message do we need to support this powerful message coming through. And all the cards are flip face up, y'all. I can see exactly what we're tuning into this week. I normally love to be surprised, but we'll be surprised with the oracle. Okay, here, let me just take a moment to say hello to everyone who's live. Let me pull up the chat over here. Oh my goodness, studio chat. Here we go. It is so good to see you, Leanne. Robert's in the house. Leah is here. Let's see, Chelsea's in the house. Oh my gosh, so good to see all of you. Okay, first card that comes up for the week is the Emperor. This is a reminder that it is time to create a solid foundation and structure for your leadership, for your ability to step into your authoritative power, your masculine power. So this is definitely calling you to be more assertive and take action. This is less of the surrender, passive, magnetized feminine energy, and this is more about can you create structure within your life so that you can flow through the structure and have some sense of boundary so that you don't just get sidetracked. Because hello, if you're anything like me and you tune into other other frequencies, you're like, oh my god, I'm over here and I'm over there. Some people call it ADD, but I call it like spirit leading the way. And sometimes there is just a lot of information coming through, and it's hard to be able to really channel all that creative energy into one focused flow. And that's why us multi-passionate creative entrepreneurs sometimes get in our own way, because we don't know how to focus and channel with structure. And so I always say it's important to have the balance of both masculine and feminine in business. It's not just one. I lead from my masculine and hustle and beat down all the doors. I was like, what is this noise? It is about allowing ourselves to also sometimes surrender and go with the flow, because we're like, oof, that door is just not breaking open. Maybe there's something energetically out of alignment that I can't feel here. But with the fact that the Emperor is showing up, it is saying it's time to create those structures and the foundation, a solid foundation for you to be able to take that passion and drive and move it forward in a focused flow. All right, before I dive into the next card, I want to know, are you, what in the actual heck? Oh, I think it's the recycling. My mom said recycling comes on Wednesday late in the day. I'm guessing this is a recycling. Can you guys hear it, or is it just me? Like these crazy beeping. Let me know if you guys can hear it. I needed to hear this today. Oh, I'm so glad. So let me know where you're at. What project and action are you trying to bring more focus and structure into? Is that your daily routines and habits? And if so, then we have an entire 90-minute masterclass plus guided hypnosis inside the Elevated Life Club. It is our coaching membership that we do every single month, but every single month we cover topics, and focus and being able to step into leadership is one, focus is one, structure and discipline is one, morning and evening routines is one. So if you're like, I need all the systems, all the blueprints, all the structures, Chris and I have already built that out for you inside the club, and it's only $7 to get in. So if you're like the unstructured babe who's like flowing and going and spirit says, then this might be your invitation to like actually create structure and rewire the subconscious, so you don't see yourself as a procrastinator, or you don't see yourself as someone who doesn't follow through with their goals, because a lot of what this has to do with is your mental image as well. Yes, come join us in TEL. Yes, the club is amazing. So highly recommend you get in there. Daily routine and letting go of fear. Oh, we have a whole fear release. Overcoming fear is a masterclass. After 8 years, we have covered so many masterclasses, from spirituality to success in business and somatics. So I highly recommend it, babe. Come check it out. Oh my God. Vic says Elevated Life Club is for the cool kids for show. I mean, I can't lie. He's not wrong about that. So not only do you get high vibing community, but you also get the knowledge and the structure and the done for you with the hypnosis and the research, the resource guidebooks and all things, yoga, meditation, breathwork. We cover it all, but we're not here for Elevated Life. But just you saying that really reminded me, like, actually, if you need help with this structure that is coming from this leadership and Emperor energy of stepping into that father figure role. So maybe this is going to bring up some, maybe there's a lack of structure because there was a lack of father figure in your life, right? So that might hit even deeper for the girlies who are like, oh, called out right now. So when it comes to setting structure in your routine, what is one small change you're going to make today? Hello, Meredith. So good to see you. So amazing. Okay, the next card that came up for us this week is the Temperance card. So that is 2 major arcana cards, y'all. That means spirit is at work, that you are at a turning point in your life, that you are actually flowing through a whole new rebuild. This is what I'm seeing, is a rebuild of a life that brings you so much joy. And when I see the Temperance card, this is all about taking the middle way. It's like what Buddha talked about. It's like not being in one extreme or the other extreme, being safe and comfortable. Safe is an interesting word, subjective. Being comfortable in a state of balance, and not allowing yourself to get overwhelmed by too much emotion or get pulled down by too much of your own feelings, really. So I feel like when I see the Temperance card, this is one of like moving from the subconscious to the superconscious, which is, you can see that in the cups here in the symbolism. This is a massive card about wisdom and enlightenment and knowing, like, discernment. My mom always says, pick your battles wisely, or choose your battles wisely. And when I see the Temperance card, that's like the exact mantra that comes to mind, is like, choose your battles wisely, because is this going to alter my energy so much so that the ripple effect and consequence of what I choose to do going to alter where I want to be and how I want to experience my next present moment, which we call the future, but it can only ever be the present. Anyway, so the Temperance card following the Emperor card is saying, like, let's create structure and let's have discipline, but let's also have that flexibility and flow to know within those boundaries of where my structures are. I allow myself to push up to this edge and, like, don't go too far, don't overgive in my calendar. But I always bring myself back to that center of peace, really. Like if it's, I always say, if it's not bringing me peace, then I don't want it. So the last card that comes up for this week, powerful cards, love it. The last card that comes up for this week is the Knight of Cups. I'm like, what is happening here? The Knight of Cups is one of like the knight in shining armor. This card usually comes in when something is emotionally sweeping off your feet. Maybe it's a new opportunity or a new idea or a new friendship or relationship. It's coming in with that romantic, dreamy, kind of poetic energy. However, the Knight of Cups, although is that charming knight in shining armor, there's also a lack of emotional depth here. So it might feel good on the surface, but like on the deeper side, it can create like a little just a little lack of emotion. It's like I can create all the charming experience, but when it really comes to my feelings and my emotions, like little not shallow in an ego sense, but just like I don't have the depth to access those feelings. Like it only goes to so far. Okay, let me know where you guys are at. What card is resonating with you this week so far? Hello, Jess. Hello. So grateful to catch you live. Thank you for being here. Always so fun to join you guys on Wednesday. And actually, before I pull the last Shine from the Inside Oracle, I had a question come through for you guys before I was hitting live. I kept thinking to myself, I've been guided to create a new podcast. You guys know for every Friday since 2020, and actually like 5 years before 2020, Chris and I have been going live or doing the podcast on the Elevated Life every single Friday. The last few months we've taken a break and we just kicked it back up, and we've been having so much fun filming, and like this beautiful like sitting in nature has been so fun, not being cooped up inside. But I have a question because I have been guided to create a new podcast, a solo podcast without Chris, and it's called Spirit Says. This phrase and this idea has been coming through for months, and the premise is that I want to share my intuitive insights with you, how to tap into your psychic abilities. I want to share stories from like channeling past loved ones all weekend at this event. I want to share some of these stories because they're so healing for me, and I know they're healing for the client. And so I feel like when we share these stories of magic and connection, it actually shows like, wow, if there are this many people saying they had that precise or that clear of an experience, like then maybe it is possible for me. Maybe I can connect with my past loved ones, because I know the more I heard these stories, the more I started to think this can't, not all these people can be crazy. Not every single one of them can be a nut job, right? And so I thought if I started sharing some of the stories and the channeled messages that come through, it would be beautifully healing for you, and also a seed of hope and faith that like this isn't it. You know, there's so much more and so much more connection. So yes, I vote yes to this podcast. Do it. Okay, okay. And make Chris do a hypnosis podcast. Yes, you know what? Your wife gave me the best idea. She's like, Chris should start reading the poems at the end of your podcast. Like, genius. So I started thinking, I've got Woo Woo Wednesday every week. I don't, does Spirit Says need to be, it needs to be its own thing. I was thinking I might go live on Instagram and make it like a live Instagram channel, and then I just take that audio and throw it over on the podcast, because it's so much more fun with video, right? I might bring people on and do readings for them. I might interview other psychics. I don't really know. I don't have the fullest plan, but I just know Spirit Says won't go away. And I have been recording a lot of these stories for the last, oh gosh, 10 years or so. I don't write them all down. I wish I would have for like many books to share these messages, but that's why I feel like Spirit Says I need to create a podcast. So I have been feeling that. It's been on my heart. So I want to know, how do you want to see it? Do you want it podcast? Do you want it video? Do you like it live on Instagram? What day are we going on? Mondays, like Magic Monday, freaking Spirit Says, because Friday we'll continue with our Elevated Life podcast. I think we're gonna go throw some of Chris's poetry on there. And Wednesday, I got to keep Woo Woo Wednesday. I mean, we've been doing that for a decade now. So it's been so incredible. But Spirit Says is trying to be born, and I want to hear from my community. Like, what do you think? How would you like to receive it? What is the most inspiring? And would you guys like, I know you're here live, but would you guys like me to upload Woo Woo Wednesday's readings onto a Spirit Says podcast so that you could listen to it or check back in? I'm open to all thoughts and feedback on how you guys want to receive that support and that magic, because this is about a community collective effort, and Spirit is clearly asking me to do this. So I know there's, y'all must be asking for it. Y'all want this deeper. Podcast is nice because the listeners can go back and catch up. Random podcast series. Okay. Like just throw it on top of the elevated life or make it its own channel. Let it be big, messy, and all of you. Of course, always. What about live on TikTok? Brooke, I had a girl recently ask me about doing lives on TikTok. I just don't. I'm gonna be real. Although here's the truth I learned at the conference. The other big thing I took away is that I have a shadow ban on Instagram. So when you add me, it will ask you again, are you sure you want to follow this account? Check the credentials. This member has been here since 2022, which I've been on Instagram since beta, but they deleted that account and hacked it. So like, I'm just not having the best luck here on Instagram. So I have a banned account, like a shadow banned account on Instagram, and I don't really love the audience on TikTok. I don't really like the way it bombards me with all the information and the videos. Like it just doesn't feel good in my nervous system when I get on TikTok. So I like the idea. I just think even though I'm in a toxic relationship with Instagram, I'm either staying here or just going fully on YouTube. That's kind of like where my structured boundaries are, like what I want to operate with or what platform I want to deal with energetically. Um, okay, what else? What else you guys got for me? Go off, Queen. Ah, and I love you guys. Okay, where are we at? Okay, last card for the week is a Shine from the Inside Oracle card. This is all about stepping into our self-care and really embodying a whole new belief for our self-love and taking our self-love to a whole nother level. All right, here we are. Oh, this card came up a lot at the conference. Actually, your soul whispers love, your ego shouts fear. This card is a reminder that you have two different frequencies that you have the choice to tune into. You can tune into the wrong frequency, in my opinion, and that is the overthinking, the fear, the worry. It's the mind, it's the ego shouting all these like negative program things. Or you can relax your mind and body by taking a deep breath, calming your nervous system, relaxing your butthole, and being able to tune into our inner voice, our soul. Our soul whispers love. It would never say things of doubt, you're not good enough, fear, anything fear based is coming from a thought that has been planted in the wrong place. Okay. So when your soul whispers, it is only loving thoughts of course you can do it. Spirit, create that spirit says podcast. Like it drops in and it feels good. But when your ego is shouting at you and it doesn't feel good, it is truly your mind creating those limiting stories and projecting out your own unconscious fears. And so when I see this card, based on everything that that has also come up, the Emperor has come up, Temperance has come up, the Knight of Cups. This is showing me that we have to find the balance between structure as well as flexibility, maintaining a sense of that middle way according to Temperance while we follow what lights us up, where we find that poetic dreamy vision, where we allow ourselves to be moved by the arts again. Like we're not just doing things to check off logical numbers, or like the business says that like the projections say that we should do this because we'll be 7/42 in Q17. I don't fucking know the like logical lingo. I literally flow with creativity and love and sparkle magic, as you know. And then that's saying that you're going to have to discern between the inner mean girl and also your soul's gentle intuitive nudge. And that takes quiet time. People want to know how to get intuitive, how to tap into your inner self, how to speak to past loved ones or angels or spirit or whatever you want to call it. It is about getting quiet. They always say if you want to hear us, then you have to turn off the channel. You have to turn off that frequency that's constantly yapping and chapping and blah, 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 and just like on repeat of like not even what you want to hear. And have you ever gone into have you ever turned on a bad movie or a bad song? They're like, I don't want to hear that. You're so fast to skip that song. You don't just sit there in the car and listen to a shitty song for the whole 3 minutes. You skip it. Yes? Are you someone who skips it? Why wouldn't you do the same thing to your negative thoughts? Give yourself permission to skip the negative thoughts, tune into love. And when you hear that frequency out of alignment, it is your job, not my job. I'm here to remind you, but your job to take responsibility and tune into your heart. Oh my gosh, totally flowing a new path and loving it. Relax your bum and release some tears. That's it, Brooke. Like I'm telling y'all, like it's simple. Life can be really simple if you just like slow down and take all the pressure off of your plate. The only pressure is the one that you put on yourself to try to perform or try to live up to someone's ideas or expectations, or like being out in this country, like living in this slow paced life, like getting back to my roots. Like literally there's an entire card in this deck, like get back to nature and reconnect to your hippie roots. It has calmed my nervous system so much, and I didn't even realize like how the energy was like so tight living in the city. So Incredible. Let me just tune in to everyone, say hello, just give you that reminder. This week, you are about to create a new structure, a new foundation in your life. Maybe that's a morning routine, maybe that's an evening routine to release energy. Whatever that structure is in your life, know that that is going to be the foundation for your leadership. It's going to call upon your masculine authority and your ability to have a relationship to power. The other reminder is temperance, to go with the flow, to find the middle ground, to know when you're off your center of peace, and you can only do that with practice, right? We don't know where our edge is until we find it. So give yourself permission and grace to navigate waters with more flexibility. Don't beat yourself up if you what is this guy doing? Don't beat yourself up if you bend too far and you extend yourself too far. You're like, oh, I thought I was being flexible, but actually, like, that's overextending. What is this little guy doing? The what you're dealing with in nature. So give yourself permission and grace, like, to try again. If you're like, oops, too far, I shouldn't have like said yes when I didn't mean that. I actually did that this weekend where I was like, yes, I could read for you, and then I realized I just didn't have the capacity and didn't have the space, and I was like, oh, I overextended, and I crossed my own boundary. And you'll recognize it because, like, doesn't feel good. And that is exactly what reminds us: your soul whispers love, your ego shouts fear. So when your ego is shouting, it is just a gentle reminder that it's time to invite your soul back into the chat, okay? And allow for those gentle nudges that feel good, that feel supportive and feel inspiring. And when you hear your mind say, like, oh, that's not possible, or it's blah, blah, like whatever the negative chatter is, you'll know that you're in the right space to have that awareness of what's going on within you, you know? It can be a whole new world and be effing awesome. I love it so much. All right, any questions for today? Any thoughts, ideas? If the spirit says podcast resonated with you, drop spirit says in the chat or send me a DM after and let me know your thoughts, because I can't shake it. I've mentioned it to my assistant, I've told my husband, and everyone's like, absolutely. So I feel like now that I have structure and routine back into my life, I we'll be traveling a lot internationally just for funds coming up in the next couple months, which you'll get to see a whole behind the scenes vlog that Chris and I are going to take you on with the elevated life and how we love traveling to different countries and learning different rituals and cultures. And elevated life's about to get real spicy. So if you need those structures, routines, and coaching, come join us in the club. But it's going to be really fun because there's like a whole new structure that we're building in our life, and that's going to allow space for being able to show up, which is why I'm back on Woo Woo Wednesday. I had to take a little break while everything was changing, and I was in that flexibility mode of like, I'm trying to attend to my personal life. I can't just always show up in business. And I think that no one's allowed ourselves to have grace in that because we've been rooted in that masculine structure and hustle and 24-hour, 24/7, gotta like go mode. My phone's on always. Like now, most of my friends, their phone's always on do not disturb. I'm like, will I ever get a hold of these like feminine babes? Like they're just in chill mode. So this is just a great week, especially with a new moon here in Virgo, giving us permission to new moon in Virgo, routines, structure, details. Hello. This seems like the perfect appropriate message. And also Virgos are known for those almost like really negative thoughts because we're a perfectionist. If you're a Virgo, happy season, I love you, and also go easy on yourself. So throw the perfectionism out the window. That's actually a masterclass also in the elevated life. And in fact, it was so good, the perfectionism masterclass, that our team suggested that we offer it for free to the public, so that if you didn't know what the elevated life was all about, you wanted to get a taste of our training, we have given you complete free access to that. So if you're like, what is the elevated life? I want to know what that teaching style is like. I want to experience that hypnosis and all this, the structure and the flow and the magic of two coaches. DM me the word perfection. That way I know exactly what masterclass you're looking for, and I will send you that free masterclass. It's such a good one. It's an oldie, but a goodie. And so good that the team was like, give it to the world right now. You'll be hooked if you join us. I know, right? The members that are in there now have truly been OG members from the beginning, and I just cannot thank you guys enough. Birthday next week, so it's a beautiful reminder. Erica, happy early birthday, Miss Virgo energy. Make sure that you give yourself extra love and build in self-care and support into your routine. I feel complete. This feels so amazing. How have you enjoyed it? Hello, Christiana. I was just sharing how this weekend was so incredible to get to be at your event and share the magic of being able to slang some cards for powerful women in business. Y'all, this has been so much fun. I last announcement before I go. I have been thinking I took time off for the next 2 months since Chris and I were applying for the Amazing Race for the last 6 months, and we just got cut. I still have those 2 months off that we were going to be filming blocked off. And if you haven't heard the whole story about our Amazing Race journey, then definitely go check out one of our latest episodes on the Elevated Life podcast. We shared all about the behind the scenes, what it takes, and like why we chose to stay in alignment with our integrity, and that's what got kicked us out. So I have those 2 months blocked off, and that was I'm giving myself full permission to take off, to reinvent, to rebuild, to like come up with like what's the new wisdom that wants to be birthed. That's why spirit says like keeps coming through. I'm about to set up that structure so that when I take that time off and come back, like I'm going full at it. So I'm curious, over the next 2 months, what are you going to let go of? And what are you going to give yourself permission to create space so that you can actually have like the space to rebirth yourself? So during that, I actually have like cleared my calendar, which I've never done in like 20 years of running a business. I've like only cleared my calendar for like 3 weeks max. And so this is like 2 months. I blocked it off. People are texting me already. Like I tried to book in the fall for my hair and like it's not available. Like no, it's not. I'm so sorry. And this actually is stretching me, but also feels really good. And so during that time of 2 months, I thought I have no events scheduled. You guys know I'm like a monthly event. Let's like always party. And since my birthday is in October, I thought it's the last year in my 30s. Let's have a 50 Shades of Pink party. I'm going to invite the whole Shine Tribe Sisterhood community, and we're going to just wear it out, sparkle magic out on the town. And so I'm either renting an Airbnb or we're going to dinner. I don't know, but I'm thinking we need to have a whole celebration October 11th. So if you're wanting to come hang out, you want to celebrate, this is going to be a really fun way to come together while I'm actually taking a break off. I'm like, oh, we could celebrate my birthday. That's not work. But until then, I don't have any events until 11/11, our vision board party. So I will be kind of quiet for the next 2 months. However, you'll be following along, catching me in all kinds of fun new places. So excited to share. This has been amazing. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you know a soul sister who would love this message, please tag them, share them, all the things. And I think this is it for this new moon in Virgo. So excited to be here with you guys. Brookie, it's so nice to see you. Hello, Miss Steph. Love woo woo. So nice to see you back. I know, it feels so good. Okay, y'all, I love you so much. I will catch you next week, and I can't wait to see what new moon intentions you set. Drop that in the comments. Let me know. Send me a DM, and let's talk about all of your big dreams. Until then, I'll catch you later. Peace. Bye.